Hello friends, my name is Dalit Soni and you are watching News on Map India by Drishti IAS. In this session, we will be talking about some of the important location which has been in the news in India in the last week and that can be important for our examination. So let's start the discussion. Before moving further, I would like to tell you that we are offering IAS foundation courses at our new center, that is Noida Sector 15. The batches are starting from 16th of January 11:30 AM for Hindi medium, and for English medium admissions are open. You can directly visit the center and get yourself enrolled, or you can directly call on this number, that is 87501 87501. Now let's start with the practice question which was given to you in the previous lecture. The question was, consider the following statement about the Saraswati river. The river finds its mention in the Rig Veda over 80 times. Today, remnants of the Saraswati river are represented by the Gaggar Harakka river. Okay, so they are asking you which of the following statements are correct. Okay, now if you look at the first statement, that is saying that the mention of Saraswati river is there in Rig Veda. So that is true. That is one thing. Second thing is, today, if we are talking about the remnants of this particular region, so that is found in the Rajasthan region, and you can say when we are talking about the old Indus Valley region, so that is the region wherein some of the remnants has been found. So we will be talking about that in the map, but that is represented by the Gaggar Harakka river. Okay, so that is there. So both the statement here are correct. Option C would be a right answer. Now let's have a look at the map. Here you can see this is the map. If you look at these areas, you will be finding that these are the area where your Indus Valley civilization was flourishing. Okay, so if you are remembering these particular regions, this is the, you can say, Paleo channel, or you can say these archaeologists are saying that at some point of time here there might have been this river, that is Saraswati river. Okay, so this is called as the Saraswati Paleo channel. Okay, now here you can see this is the Indus river. Okay, and this is the area of Mohenjo-daro. So you can see this is the place where Indus Valley civilization was, and now ultimately we are having this you can say Paleo channel of the Saraswati river, and this is the same, you can say, channel of your Gaggar and Harakka river. Okay, so that is there. Both the statements are correct. Now the question is that why is this particular river has been talked about recently? So there is this place in Jaisalmer called Taranagar, and there in the desert, out of nowhere, there was this particular abrupt resurfacing of water, and people are saying that that was Saraswati river, which was actually you can say dried up in the past. But the thing is, after various research and all, the researchers or the scientists are saying that this is an artesian well. Now I'll be telling you that what is an artesian well is there. Okay, so if you look at this particular picture, so you can see that this particular band over here, okay, this band which is given over here, that is the band of a hard rock. Okay, rocks are there, and this is a hard rock, and which is not which water is not able to permeate. Okay, so that is there. Second thing is, this is the surface, this is also a hard rock. Okay, now because of the soil over here and the groundwater recharge which has happened because of the rain, you can see that there was this water which has been percolated from this particular region, and it has got accumulated over here, and then since there is a hydrological pressure, okay, because of which water is going inside the, you can say, these between the bed of these two rocks. Okay, so this water right now is being surfaced between two impermeable rocks. Okay, now because of the hydrological pressure, there is some kind of opening which is there geologically, there exists an opening, and because of that opening, that water start to rise over here. Now whenever this water actually get a place wherein soil is loose and it can abruptly come out, so basically here that is what has happened in Rajasthan, that there was a place where they have found a loose soil, and ultimately water has came out of it. Okay, so in this rocky terrain wherein you can say there are two impermeable surface rocks which are there, or you can say two impermeable strata of rocks was there. Between them there was this hydrological water which is there, and because of the hydrological pressure, it has started to rise in a particular well like formation, and since the soil here was loose, and that water has resurfaced outside. So that is what the concept of artesian well is, and recently that is what has happened in the Taranagar, Jaisalmer. Some of the social media sites, etc., they are saying that that is the Saraswati river resurfacing. Okay, so that is the concept of artesian well. Now starting with the question number 1. Consider the following statement. Nearly 20% of the species residing in UNESCO's World Heritage Marine Site live in the unsuitably warm waters. That is one thing. Second is, the Sundarbans in the Bay of Bengal recorded 19.8% of the species living in the exceeding thermal limits. So basically what they are saying is that there is a report which is talking about that nearly 20% of the species in the marine sites are living under a unsuitably warm waters because of the global warming, etc. That is there. So that statement is correct because that was a recent report, and because of which only this particular region was in news. Okay. Then coming to the Sundarbans, that is there in the Bay of Bengal. So obviously location is already been revealed. We'll be talking about that. But this statement is also true. So both the statements are true. Option C would be your right answer. Now they are talking about the marine sites. Okay. So when we are talking about the marine heritage site or heritage marine site, one they have talked about Sundarban, and there is another one. Okay, so when we are talking about the biosphere reserve, marine biosphere reserve, there is one which you can tell me in the comment box that where do we have the marine biosphere reserve. Okay, so you can tell me that. Now here, if we are talking about the Sundarbans, so here you can say this is the location of Sundarbans. This is the area of West Bengal, and some of the part of the Sundarban is there in Bangladesh as well. Okay, so that is Sundarban. Other than that also, these are some of the protected areas which is important. You can go through this. Now coming to the question number 2, here they are talking about a particular geological park, that is Gorewada International Zoological Park, which was recently in news due to the case of H5N1 bird flu among the tigers and leopards, is located in which of the following state? Now this is the first time animal in the captivity has died because of a bird flu. Okay, now when we are talking about this particular variant, that is H5N1, that is avian influenza or the bird flu which is there, and because of which there are 3 tigers which has died, and there was this one other leopard as well. Now that has been that event has happened in Gorewada International Zoological Park. Now they are saying that where it is located: Maharashtra, Gujarat, Assam and Uttar Pradesh. So option A is your right answer, that is Maharashtra. Now there is this small catch which is I would like to tell you, that the word Gorewada. Now if you look at the word, you will be seeing that there is this Vada term which has been used. Okay, you must have heard this Shanibar Vada, etc. Now whenever there is this Vada term, this is prominent in Maharashtra. If you don't know the answer, then you can use this kind of common sense. Okay, the thing is that is not a general statement, that is just a thing when you don't know the answer and you have to attempt it anyway because your attempts are less in the exam or something like that, and then you have to attempt it anyway. In that case you can use such kind of logic. Okay, then here you can see the location. This is the Balasaheb Thackeray Gorewada International Zoological Park which is there, that is there in Maharashtra. Recently, as I told you, that there were 3 tigers and 1 leopard which had died because of the avian influenza variant H5N1. Coming to the question number 3, consider the following statement about the Banihal Pass. It is a high mountain pass located in Pir Panjal range in Ladakh region of India, and second is it connects the Jammu region to the Kashmir Valley, serving as an important route for the travel and transportation. Now if you look at the statement number 1 over here, you will be seeing that this is a high mountain pass located in Pir Panjal. Now this is correct. Coming to the second part over here, this is located in Ladakh region. Now we have various times discussed that the Pir Panjal range, that is the Rajouri Poonch area which is there, that is in the Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, not in the Ladakh. So that statement becomes incorrect, that Banihal Pass is in the Jammu and Kashmir region, not in Ladakh. Coming to the second one, it connects the Jammu region to the Kashmir Valley. Okay, so if we are saying that it is connecting Jammu region with the Kashmir Valley, it bound to be in the Jammu and Kashmir. Okay, so that is your second statement which is true. You can say option B would be your right answer, that is only 2. Now recently it is in news because of some kind of infrastructure project. Here there are various passes which are given. Some of the important is Khardungla, Burjil Pass, Jojila, Pir Panjal Pass, Banihal Pass and Aghil Pass. These are some of the important passes which you should remember. Okay, now one thing which they are talking about, that is Banihal Pass. Banihal Pass is located over here, that is Jammu, and this is the Kashmir Valley. This is connecting these two. Okay, other than that, Pir Panjal Pass is important, Banihal Pass, Burjil Pass, Jojila Pass. These are some of the important passes which you can go through. And this is recently in news because, as I told you, that Banihal bypass to strengthen the national security, logistics, enhance the tourism in the Kashmir region. Okay, and this broadly speaking, this will be a project on the National Highway 44. If you want to know more about this, there is this slide which has been given over here. You can go through this slide or take the screenshot. Otherwise, we will be uploading the PDF, so don't worry about that. Now here you can see the location of Pir Panjal. As I told you, this is the range, Pir Panjal range, which is there in Jammu and Kashmir, parts of the Himachal Pradesh. Okay, so that is about Pir Panjal. Now coming to the next question, question number 4. Consider the following statement. Recently, Union Shipping Ministry proposed rupees 72,000 crore mega infrastructure project in Great Nicobar Island. The project covers 16,610 hectares and aims to leverage the island's strategic location near the Malacca Strait. The island of the Great Nicobar is southernmost tip of the India. Now they are talking about the island of the Great Nicobar. There is this point, that is Indira Point, which is there. So that is basically a southern trip that is there, that in the Great Nicobar. This is correct. Now these two statements, this has been taken from the current affairs. So that is why this particular area was in news. So we have taken, so both the statement here are correct. So we can say that all the statements are correct. Option C would be your right answer. Okay. So there is this new project which has been, you can say, proposed by the Union Shipping Ministry. Okay. That is the mega infrastructure project in Great Nicobar Island. Here you can see, when we are talking about the India's position, here we have in the southeast, we have this Great Nicobar Island, which is over here. Now, if you look at these particular, passes over here, you will be seeing that this is Andaman and Nicobar Island group. Okay, this is your Andaman and Nicobar Island group, and here we are seeing, having a closer look. So here Andaman and Nicobar is divided in various, you can say, sections. One is your North Andaman, then Middle Andaman, Lower Andaman, then we have the Little Andaman. Okay, so this is your Andaman group of islands. Then there is a, you can say, 10-degree channel. Okay, this 10-degree channel is separating Andaman from Nicobar. Then coming to the next part, here we have Car Nicobar, then we have Nicobar, that is the whole group, Car Nicobar, and then we have Little Nicobar over here, and then Great Nicobar over here. Okay, so that is there, and the last point over here, that is in the Great Nicobar. Okay, I hope that is clear. Now coming to the next part, we will be seeing something, that this is the Malacca Strait which they are talking about. See, this is the Malay Peninsula, and this is the, Indonesian archipelago, and then this particular route which is actually, crossing this particular area, that is your Malacca Strait. Now this is a choke point. Choke point means that traffic here is very high, but this passage is very narrow. Okay, now most of the trade which is happening in the southeast region or with China or Russia, that is passing through this particular region. For China, this particular region is very important. Okay, and that is why Andaman and Nicobar Island over here, that becomes very strategic for India, because we are in the vicinity of Malacca Strait. Here we can have a influence, and so that China's trade can be monitored over here. So that is there, Andaman and Nicobar, and that is why we are trying to develop Andaman and Nicobar Island. Okay, so in that regard, we are having this Great Nicobar project which is there. Okay, there are various things they are trying to do over here. One is international airport they will be building. Then there will be an international container transshipment terminal which they are building. Then they are going for a township area and development over here. Okay, so that is the things which they are planning right now with respect to the Great Nicobar project. There are environmental concerns which has been put forward by the environmentalist, but that is another case. But these things you should remember for your examination. Now coming to the next question, consider the following statement. It is an endorheic lake in Himalaya situated at height of about 4,350 meters. Then second is, it is one of the largest, highest brackish water lake, world's highest brackish water lake. Then coming to the third one, it is formed as the tectonic lake during the collision of the Indian plate with the Eurasian plate. Okay, which is the best match over here? Pangong Tso Lake, Sambhar Lake, Loktak Lake, or Pulikat Lake. Considering all these statements are true, you have to tell which lake they are talking about. Okay, first thing, endorheic lake in the Himalayas situated in the height of somewhere around 4,350 meters. Look at the lakes over here. One is Pangong Tso, second is Loktak. Loktak, you know that is there in, you can say, your northeastern region. Then coming to the next one, Sambhar, that is there in Rajasthan. Pulikat Lake is there in south. Okay, so that is basically they are talking about Himalaya. So the only option is Pangong Tso Lake. So option A would be a right answer. Now considering other statement over here, this is one of the world's highest brackish water lake. So that is a true statement over here, and this is formed during the tectonic activity. So what has happened is that there was this Eurasian plate, then there was this Austro-Indian plate. Okay, a part of Austro-Indian plate has actually got out. So here you can say this particular part, has came out, and then it started to move in this direction. Okay, ultimately like this, it has actually kind of strike with the Eurasian plate. Now when these two, this is Eurasian plate, this is your Indian plate, when these two actually strike, so this is the formation of Himalayas. You can say that these Himalayas are basically you can say youngest mountains. These are fold mountains which are there, which has been formed because of the collision between the Indian plate and the Eurasian plate. Okay, now because of that, this tectonic activity, there was this lake which has formed. Okay, so that is there. So here you can see this is the location of Pangong Tso Lake. Okay, so some part of them that is in India and some part is there in you can say China or Tibet. Okay, so that is there. Now recently it has been in news because on the Pangong Tso Lake there was this statue which has been raised by the, you can say, 1 battalion of army, Maratha infantry is there, which they have actually built a statue of Chhatrapati Shivaji Maharaj. okay, and because of which there was some kind of you can say a dialogue or the discourse was there, considering the locals were not very happy with that. Okay, so that is why Pangong Tso Lake was in news. Now here you can say this is the Indian plate and this is your Eurasian plate, and that is how they have actually collided with each other, and this is the reason where Himalayas were formed. Okay, I hope that is clear. Coming to the next one, question number 6, consider the following statement. Recently, China has given green light to the construction of the world's largest hydropower plant on the Yarlung Sangpo River in Tibet. Okay. Second is, after flowing through the Tibet, the Yarlung Sangpo enters Assam, where it is referred as Siang River. Okay. You have to choose the incorrect statement over here. Okay. Now let's see. Recently, China has given green light to construction of the world's largest hydropower plant on the Yarlung Sangpo River. Now this is recently, it was in news, so that is why it has been taken. So that is, you can say, correct. Coming to the next one. After flowing through the Tibet, the Yarlung Sangpo enters Assam. So they are saying that they are, you can say, flowing through Assam, or you can say entering into Assam. So that is incorrect, because it is entering through Arunachal Pradesh. Okay, so that is there. So when we are talking about the incorrect statement, so only two, option B would be your right answer over here. Okay, now let's come and see the map over here. Now when we are talking about the Yarlung Sangpo, so here this is the river Yarlung Sangpo, which is starting, and then ultimately it is having a U-turn over here, the Great Bend, which is saying, and China is trying to build a you can say actually 4 dams over here. Okay, and ultimately it will be coming to India in Arunachal Pradesh, and then it here this will be called as the Siang River, and then there will be Brahmaputra River, it will be merging with the Brahmaputra, and then it will be entering into Bangladesh. Okay, so that is the river course. Now why is that they are building this particular dam over here? Because when we are talking about China, China is a water scarce country. Okay, China has a population that is 16% of the world, and water resources that is somewhere around 7 to 8% of the world. Okay, so that is why China need water, and that is why they are building this dam. Second thing is, they are working on the renewable energy, so for that also this hydropower is important for them. Other than that, this particular region is important for China, because when you are talking about the elevation, here you can say this brown region is basically your hilly region, hilly terrain. Now you cannot store water over here. Now if you look at this particular region, you will be seeing that these are the plain areas. Okay, so here some kind of storage can be done. So that is why China want to have a, you can say, part of Arunachal Pradesh. They always, show some kind of aggressions over here, and even, there was this diplomacy when you are talking about the stapled visa. So they are basically using that over here in the Arunachal region, because they are considering this part as their own. Okay, so basically that is why this Arunachal Pradesh is a strategic location for India. And when we are talking about China, China wants to have a sway in this region, so they are building a dam over here. Now third thing is that if they are having a dam, they can control the water flow. So if there is some kind of tension between India and China, so they can leverage this particular position. They can stop the water flow in the Arunachal Pradesh as well as in the Bangladesh. Okay, so that is some of the things which you should remember. So we have discussed here. Again, let's see the statements. Recently, China has given the green light to the construction of the world's largest hydropower plant on the Yarlung Sangpo River in Tibet. Now this is correct. Coming to the second one, the flowing through the Tibet, Yarlung Sangpo enters into Assam. Now this is entering into Arunachal Pradesh and not in Assam. So statement 2 is incorrect, and they are asking you which one is incorrect. So option B would be your right answer over here. Now coming to the last question, consider the following statement. Kandla port is located in the state of Gujarat. Statement 2 is, the Deen Dayal Port Authority DPA is actively working on enhancing the capacity of Kandla port through new projects, including a mega cargo terminal at Tuna Tekra under public-private partnership. Okay, so this was the reason because of which it was in news, and the location is in Gujarat. So both the statement here are correct. Option C is your right answer. Now let's have a look at the map. Here you can see this is the project they are talking about, and when we are talking about the Deen Dayal port, that is there, that is in Kandla, that is Gujarat. Okay, so other than that, these are the major ports which India has. Okay, which is quite important. UPSC can ask you about the major port and minor port. When we are talking about the major port and minor port, there are 12 major ports which are there in India. Okay, and the 13th major port is under construction, that is there in Vadhavan in Maharashtra. Other than that, there are various minor ports which are under the control of the state governments. Major ports are under the control of your central government. Okay, so I hope that is clear. About the Deen Dayal port, this is some fact which has been given, which you can actually take a screenshot, or you can give it a read through the PDF. Okay, so that is about the question number 7. Here you can see option C is your right answer. Now last, there is a practice question for you. Consider the following statement. First, Pong Dam was built across the Beas River. Second, in 1983, the Pong Reservoir was declared as wildlife sanctuary by the Himachal Pradesh government. Okay, so you have to choose the correct statement. So you can attempt the question and answer to me in the comment box. Okay. So that is about today's discussion. With that, I would like to take your leave. I'll see you in the next session. Till then, have a nice day. Thank you.
For more informative content, like, share and subscribe, and do not forget to press the bell icon to get the notifications.